Pastor Penny Hogan from Westside Presbyterian Church, and today I'm here at Evas Village with Laura Van Bloem, who is the Senior Director of Development and Communications. Laura, thank you so much for having us here today. It is great to be with you, and I'm mindful that 2 years ago, in 2020, we were here at Evas Village, and it was the height of the pandemic. One of the things I noticed as we pulled up today is that the kitchen is open, and 2 years ago it was closed, and you had to pivot to be feeding people on the streets in a different way than what you were used to in the kitchen. Could you say a little bit about how the kitchen being open has impacted the work that you do here?
Yes, it's really wonderful. As you said, we did pivot during the height of the pandemic to provide to-go meals for people, but we reopened our kitchen in April of this year, and it's been wonderful. One of the key things that we find is that our community kitchen is a wonderful way to connect with people in our community, to engage with people in our community, and to get a sense of what's going on with them. So when they come into the community kitchen, our staff and our volunteers, when they serve them their meal, they ask them how their day is. How is it going? What's going on? What we have found is that the folks who come to our kitchen have a lot of other underlying issues. Some are dealing with mental health challenges. Some are dealing with substance use disorders. So our kitchen actually acts as a gateway to our other programs and services. So someone may come in for a meal, but what they're getting out of Evas Village is a holistic array of services that can help them. We're very fortunate that we have a whole host of social services and behavioral health programs that address a lot of different challenges that people face. And our goal is to empower these folks to live independent, healthy, productive lives. And our founder, Monsignor Puma, had a guiding principle, which was, you can't help someone if they're hungry. If someone is truly hungry, they can't hear what you're saying. They can't understand what you're saying. To get through to them, you really need to feed them. I mean, it's literally breaking bread together, right? And having those connections and having those conversations.
Are there any other things that you would like us to know about things that you've learned or how you as an organization have changed since COVID?
I think that we understand that the need in this community is greater than we ever thought before. We are celebrating our 40th anniversary this year, which we're happy about. You know, the good news is we know how to stick around and keep the lights on and keep serving people, but the bad news is the demand for our services is greater now than it has ever been before. Just taking a look at our kitchen, our lines are longer. The people who are coming to our kitchen have changed a little bit over time. You know, I think a lot of people have a picture in their head of what they think someone who's going to a soup kitchen looks like, but the reality is these folks are younger, and a lot of them are working poor. They're not all jobless. What's happening is there's folks who have such challenges financially that they have to make tough decisions. Do I pay for groceries or do I pay for medication? Do I pay for groceries or do I pay my rent? So Evas Community Kitchen is a relief for a lot of these folks who just don't have enough money to spread over all of their expenses, and we can provide them with a meal and provide them with that assistance.
Laura, you mentioned that the lines are longer. How are you handling the larger numbers, and can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, right now we're serving out of our community kitchen about 1,000 meals a day. And the majority of that goes to our neighbors who come to the community kitchen, and anyone is welcome anytime. We have a breakfast and 2 lunch services Monday through Friday. And then we also feed our shelter residents and our halfway house residents. But those meals that the community members are having in our kitchen are so critical because, first of all, it may be the only meal that they eat that day, literally. But secondly, it's a way for us and our volunteers and our staff members to make a connection. Every meal we serve comes with a warm smile and a hello and a good morning and how are you? And that connection, that personal connection is vital to a lot of these people because it may be the only smile they get that day.
Well, know that our prayers are with you as you continue to do the work that you all are called to do, and we thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.
As you have heard, Evas Village is meeting the needs and challenges of the community of Paterson, just 6 miles away from Westside. Even though it's 6 miles away, it is a world away. And I hope you'll join me in donating to our Advent campaign to raise $55,000 for our mission partners in Paterson. Thank you in advance for your generosity.